Are you staring at a blank page with no idea how to approach your challenging research paper? We can help. Today on episode 66 of the Homework Help Show, we break down the steps to writing a research paper. Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Kath Ann, and this is the Homework Help Show, hosted by Homework Help Global. Here on the show, we provide you with valuable content for your academic and student life. Now, before we jumped into the content, I wanted to remind you guys that every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be going live on Instagram with you guys. The last couple of weeks, we've been going live and having chats from people across the world. We hope that you guys will join us on Instagram for those Instagram Lives. Remember, it's every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also wanted to mention that if you guys could, it would be awesome if you could subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming content. We have some really exciting collaborations and content coming up for the fall season, and we're gearing up for that. And I really don't want you guys to miss out on any of our awesome content. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all the updates on new content coming your way. Let's jump in. Research papers are time-consuming projects, and they take up a bulk of your grade in many courses. Even though they are challenging, it is important to learn writing and research skills because this will help you throughout your undergraduate degree, your college degree, your graduate degree or master's program, and even into your career life. That's why it's important to master the skills of writing and researching for a research paper. We are here to help. Now let's talk about the steps involved in writing a research paper. Step number 1, choose a topic. Now, there are times that you will be assigned with a topic at the beginning of the course. Perhaps the professor wants you to focus on something specific. However, when this isn't the case, you want to take some time to consider a topic that you are really interested in. Think about your topic and choose something that is really interesting to you and that you'll feel challenged by. This way you won't get bored while you're researching because you'll be finding out all sorts of new information. And in turn, this will come through in your research paper. Don't select topics that are too technical or too general. This will be evidently a little boring for you to write. If your topic is too broad, your paper will look like more of a general overview as opposed to a specific research paper. Narrow your topic down to something very specific. So, for example, if your topic is climate change, you'll want to narrow that into something more specific. For example, causes of climate change, or the impact of climate change on human health. These are much more specific and narrow topics. Step number 2, write a working thesis statement. Prepare a working thesis statement before you begin writing because it will help you to guide the writing and researching process. Your thesis statement should be concise and it should reflect the type of research paper that you are writing. Research papers can be divided into 3 different types. First, the argumentative essay, in which you are trying to argue your conclusion. Second, the expository essay, where you are providing information. And third, the analytical essay, where you are providing an analysis of a certain topic. Devote some time to writing a really strong thesis statement. This, in turn, will make your paper a bit stronger. This, in turn, will provide you with the basis and the foundation for an effective research essay. For more on how to write an effective thesis statement, check out episode 61 of the Homework Help Show. We give you some tips on how to write a really strong thesis statement. We'll link it in the description box below. Here is an example of an effective thesis statement. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues facing the world today. Step number 3, do research on your topic. You should find enough secondary and primary credible sources to include in the body of your paper. Carefully read all of them and find evidence to support your thesis statement. At this time, you should be documenting all of the research that you come across and making note of citations that will eventually be included in your references page at the end of your essay. Doing this step now will save you a lot of time in the editing process because you will already have your citations figured out. Make sure to document your citations in APA, MLA, Chicago, or Harvard format, whichever format your professor is requesting. And remember, it is crucial to cite all the sources that you use, whether you're paraphrasing or using a direct quotation. This will help you to avoid plagiarism, which is super important. Step number 4, make a good outline. When you complete your research, you probably have some really great ideas. Make sure to begin by writing an outline. Don't skip this step. Writing an outline will help your writing to be more cohesive and to flow. Your outline will serve as a roadmap for your writing. Think about key points that you'll need to support your thesis statement. These can serve as subheadings. Go through all of the research that you've done and put some of the keywords and information under each subheading. This will help you to organize your essay. You should resist the temptation to include any information that is not relevant to your thesis statement, even if it is really interesting. When developing your outline, keep in mind that a research essay generally follows a specific structure. It usually has a title, an abstract, introduction, body paragraphs that are comprised of the methodology, findings, discussion, and conclusion. Perhaps you're not required to write a very long research essay. In this case, you might use a different structure. Perhaps you just use an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And that's perfectly fine as well. Just bear in mind to make sure to follow the instructions that your professor provides to you. Step number 5, create the first draft. So you have your thesis, you have your outline, and you've done your research. Now it's time to craft the first draft of your essay. Create a first draft including all in-text citations and references. Like I said, this will give you a lot of time to edit and not worry about editing in-text citations at the end of your writing. Consider the title. A title is often forgotten about by students. It is really important to have a strong title because it will allow your reader to know what to expect from your research paper. A good way to develop a strong title is to list all of the keywords that you've come across throughout your research. Perhaps you include the topic of the paper, methods you used, and evidence that you've come across. Once you have all of these keywords, link them together to form a strong title. Create a strong title which reflects the body of your paper. Step number 6, always edit, revise, and proofread. No matter how good a writer you are, you will never come away with a perfect first draft. It is necessary to edit, revise, and proofread. Always edit your first draft to make sure that your essay is on point. It is possible that you might need to revise your essay more than once, just to make sure that it is perfect before you hand it in. Have a friend or colleague review your essay for logic, flow, and structure. Make sure to edit for grammatical errors, spelling errors, or typos. You'll need to reread your essay several times. A good strategy is to read your essay backwards because you won't be as familiar with it. This will help you to recognize any errors in logic or writing, any grammatical errors or typos. I highly recommend printing out your paper and going through with a highlighter and a pen and making notes. It is likely that you'll come across more errors when you print it out in a hard copy as opposed to simply reading your essay on the computer page. And guys, if you do need any help with writing your essays, make sure to reach out to Homework Help Global. We are more than happy to help, and all of our information is linked and listed in the description box below. We offer a variety of services from editing to proofreading to ghostwriting if you need it. Okay guys, that's it for me this week. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was a benefit to you. Let me know if you have tried any of the techniques in the comments below. Connect with us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and make sure to check out our Student Influencers podcast, as well as some of our other videos here on YouTube. All of our information is linked and listed in the description box below. And as I mentioned, stay tuned for some exciting upcoming content. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Talk soon and take care.